everybody, Hella here. How's it going? Happy Sunday? Is it Sunday for you? It's Monday morning for me. It is absolutely Monday morning. Hello, Tracy Burton. You've been a member for 1 month. I thought you'd been around longer for that. I think you have been around longer for that, but maybe a member for 1 month. Congrats on your 1 month anniversary. I don't think you would have been around for the last time we did a Blandino stream. So buckle up. Get ready for Mr. Blandino. And hello, Johnny on the spot. How are you? Good to see you. David, that notification you got was for the half-hour warning. You get a half-hour warning. Do you usually complain a lot, David? Although I was in your Lego stream complaining yesterday that I've never been invited onto a Lego stream, and I still haven't been invited onto a Lego stream, and I probably never will be invited onto a Lego stream because you hate me. Are you racist against Australians? I don't think there's been any Australians on your Lego stream. Ever. So, Dali here.
Hi.
Also has never been invited onto a Lego stream.
No.
No. And he's not Australian.
Very true.
No. Yeah, we still talk to you. Oh, dear. John's here. Hello. Hey, John. Good to see you. Sweet Tooth, how's the collecting going? Hi. You've been around. Yeah, you've been around for a fair bit, Tracy. Yeah. Okay, so we've got to tell you something. Today we're watching a short hearing in we're not even really sure what it is. All we know is Kim Blandino is here, right? Kim Blandino is, how do you describe it? Darling?
Eccentric.
Yes, eccentric.
I do like the mutt. He's very interesting, but he's not like insufferable like Chili is. And some of the other
in the same area as Chili. Like when we say in the same area, he's been in the same courtrooms as Chili.
Yes.
Yeah, arguing in front of some of the same judges as Chili.
Yes.
So you're going to recognize some of the same people in this courtroom as you have if you watch some of Chili's
Yeah, she
hearings.
was the one that really put the hammer down on Chili.
Yeah.
And she loved every.
You'll recognize this judge. But okay, so Kim Blandino is usually pro se, and he's pro se today. So he's an older gentleman, and he's had many brushes with the law. And he's not a lawyer, but you wouldn't know it because he likes to be a lawyer. Right.
To be in the thick of things.
Yeah. Now I'm being careful because last time we did a Blandino stream, Mr. Blandino actually turned up in chat.
Yes.
So I don't want to not that I would say anything nasty about Mr. Blandino because he's actually a gentleman.
He's out there, but when he did show up, I was surprised. He made more sense than I expected. I didn't agree with what he was saying or his legal conclusions per se.
Yeah.
They were original and they weren't like soft sit nonsense.
Yeah, he doesn't like to be called a sovereign citizen.
No.
And he's actually been on some other channels like Law Talk with Mike, for example, who called him a sovereign citizen and put a big thumbnail up saying sovereign citizen, and obviously to get views. And Mr. Blandino went on with him, and I think even Law Talk with Mike eventually sort of came around and was like, you're not so bad, Yeah. So anyway, before we won't just talk your ear off about it, but if Mr. Blandino does turn up in chat today, don't be surprised because he does. He tends to turn up in chat. So anyway, he was in court on your Friday, I think. So it's 21st.
21st was Thursday.
Okay. And arguing for himself, and we're really not sure what about. So this is a little bit of a guessing game, everyone.
It was a habeas corpus hearing he was arguing for. He's already out though, so typically a habeas petition is to get relief from being wrongfully in custody. So a lot of times if you're in like a state jail, you'll do a federal habeas motion or petition to try to get out of custody. But he's out of custody, so it's kind of goes to where he just enjoys kind of being in a courtroom and
something like that,
going through the motions.
Right. So do you remember this lady, guys? Remember this lady? Now
she gave Chili a judicial spanking.
It looks like Cindy Lauper. I know it could be her. However, this is her other life. Her name is Judge Michelle Leavitt. And you'll also may recognize her from such trials as Nevada versus Robert Tellis. Right.
That's
so
right.
she was the judge in the Robert Tellis trial. And that was last year. So he was the bald guy who supposedly was seen on the CCTV camera wearing high vis and a sombrero, and was found guilty of stabbing a
journalist.
Stabbing or shooting a journalist, who wrote bad things about him. I think he's innocent, but who cares what I think?
I think he did it, but he should be commended for going after journalists.
I thought that this judge was pretty fair. Judge Leavitt here, and Judge Leavitt's also been seen, obviously, in several hearings with Chili de Castro. She's quite well known in this circuit.
Very well known.
How's it going? And let's just say she has the patience of a saint when it comes to Mr. Blandino. I will also just warn you all, we're watching this on our Nevada Judges website or YouTube, and they put a lot of sort of swipey things over the top of the screen. Get used to it. It happens.
Annoying.
It's annoying, but sometimes it's useful because it tells you what's happening. But apart from that, it's annoying. All right, let's get into it, guys. So if you make sense of what's happening, let us know in chat. And if Kim comes into chat, welcome him. Let us start, shall we?
I just want to say, I know I can be a handful and a pain in the midst.
You were very good today.
Today you were good.
Nevada Department of Parole and Probation, case 8907619.
Kim Blandino, hearing pro se for Kim Blandino. Sorry to see that you got that congestion going on, Judge.
Oh, yeah.
Good morning, I'm John After. I'm
John Fetterman there.
All right. And
his first name actually is John.
Petition. If there's anything you want to add outside the record.
Well, first, administratively, this was filed yesterday. Do you get a copy of that?
Of the court's order. In violation of the court's order.
It was not in violation of court order. The court did not give an order. There was a minute order, but there was no written order. There was nothing restraining me from
within the first
actually
10
filing
seconds.
that. And so that's an amended and supplemented petition. As you know, in habeas, where's the order? It says I'm not to file a amended supplemented petition. Do you have such an order, Judge? Because I didn't see it.
Anything further?
I got lots further. Because it appears that your intention is to.
Why?
No, I saw this like 5-6 hours. Like I got up at 4 a.m. for work, and I usually put something on YouTube while I get ready. And I saw this at like 4:10. It just come out, and I put it on. I'm so excited. I'm DMing Hella about it. And it's 4 a.m. and I'm laughing my ass off watching this guy because it's just typical Blandino. And it's just so funny.
It's just like Blandino's back! Yay!
I was so excited.
The world according to Blandino. Let's go.
Is to dismiss it, it looks like to me. The problem is here is that, what was I gonna say? I filed an emergency motion. I was gonna, as soon as the written order came through, I was gonna file an emergency motion to reconsider that extension of time. But I can't file a motion to reconsider until you actually did an order. But it was not only for an extension of time, either a clerical mistake or lack of diligence or what, I don't know. But the motion that you denied, it said you only denied half of it, emergency, and you did it twice.
It's
Emergency
confidence.
motion for extension of time, which court may hear ex parte under so-and-so for an order allowing Kim to have paper copies or digital copies of everything in the file. I had a computer crash or disk crash or whatever it was. I'm not able to obtain the documents from all the documents. I have some in a separate place. As you know, the police confiscated my computers and you ordered those, get them back to me. So I had to use a backup substitute computer. It's very.
You got him back, right?
Huh?
You got him back, right?
Yeah, I got those back, but
Okay.
I can't use them now because they're too old. I mean, they're slow. But I use the drives out of them. I get the drives, but I didn't have any of the court documents in there. So the problem is that on those documents, I couldn't get them. So I went to Ben Bateman and I went to Gersten. It should have had the complete record. That's what it's on the different mandamus petitions, the extraordinary writ petitions I put in Nevada Supreme Court. When I tried to appeal or have them reconsider your denial to disqualify, they said, Kim, we're going to hear this on appeal when you have a complete record.
We'll hear an appeal.
Gersten didn't have the complete record. He didn't use the complete record. And when I went to get him from him, he said, look, you can pull the same thing up. I did. You just pull it off the computer. I said, Teresa Cameron gave me one document. She said, Kim, that's the only one document I can get you for free. He said, you're going to have a court order to get any of the other ones for free. She gave me the left side, granted, but now I've got documents missing from the right side, which is the most important side. Couldn't complete the petition adequately without it. And so I asked for you twice on that. I did the second request and then the 2.5 request because you granted the extension of time, but without getting access to the right side of the file, there's certain documents I wanted to put in as exhibits. The thing that I filed yesterday is 259 pages with exhibits.
He filed a 259-page motion?
Yeah. I'm
This
having
dude
trouble.
filed- What?
Hmm?
How
I'm
did
having
he do that?
I'm having trouble finding the right website to even like pull up the list of stuff that he's filed. But when I found it the other day, yeah, he's got like multiple ones that are hundreds of pages.
Dude. Wow. Like,
I
good
love
on
it.
you. Oh, wow. All right. So, do we have any lawyers in chat? I don't think we do at the moment, but like maybe we do. I don't know. But what's this left side, right side of the documents? So I've never heard this term before. Left side,
Unless
right
it's
side.
you could only get like part of the document. You have to pay to get all of it. Is what
You
I
never
was.
heard it before either?
Mm-mm.
No, because I refer to it a lot today. So if anyone knows, could you let us know? I bet he's doing a lot of copy paste. I don't know. I don't think he knows how to do copy paste, Johnny Osprey.
Yeah.
Left side, right side might be transcripts.
Maybe.
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe it'll make more sense as we go along.
I've already filed a bunch of exhibits into the case, into the habeas case from the appeal and various sources, but these were extra exhibits. And sometimes for convenience, I have to put it there because I don't know if you'll be able to get stuff on the links. But the fact is that I got those miscellaneous documents from the Metro, right? You knew about that issue, that we had those miscellaneous documents. The prosecution, the DA hid stuff from me that was exculpatory in those documents. And because they're at the computers, I couldn't pull them back. Now, as you know, I represented that I couldn't review those documents because I didn't know what they were. You didn't know what they were, and that's why you refused to release them at the first time. So I need the on-base stuff that the DA has access to, at least the police said they do. And so I can establish a chain of custody, because if I present documents as exhibits and say, oh, well, this is what was in the package, they're going to say, well, how do we know you just didn't get them out of your closet? So, and I need to know exactly what because they said they filled every document in those miscellaneous documents and that they have that on that on-base system, which you say you don't know anything about at the last hearing. So the whole thing about this is that, you know, all the courts, state and federal, hate second petitions. They will say I procedurally defaulted. I had no choice but to file this amended and supplemented petition to try and get the best I could in there. You always have to do the best. You know, you judges, you know that you have this expression in family court. Yeah, use it in district court. If it was really important to you, you walk over hot coals to get there.
That's
so
Judge expression.
I walked over the hot coals, but when I got to the other side, what I needed was not there. So I've been absolutely diligent in what I've been doing, and I need those documents. The documents that are important. The one that Teresa gave me was that request for evaluation form that you signed both the top and the bottom, acting as my attorney.
What?
Because you said, on Kim's behalf, I want him referred to competency hearing. The moment you did that, you stepped off your bench and you became an advocate for me.
That is beyond ridiculous. That is not what the court did. The statute says that at any time, if the court becomes concerned, if an attorney becomes concerned, and based on the state of the record, yes, the court was concerned and you were referred to competency. At no time did the court act as your attorney.
That's what the form says. And you shouldn't have used the form, Judge. That's my position.
Okay.
You can't sign the top and the bottom of the form. You can't be a judge.
Hey, Judge Leavitt 82. Look, we ain't judging him. We love this dude.
Yes.
Right? This dude's great. He's such good value. Ironically, sovereign citizens are going to be the only ones protecting you from Donald Trump. I wouldn't be so quick to judge. Look, no dissing the Trumpy. No dissing the Trumpy here. Right? But protecting you from the government in general, sure, cool. Don't know. I don't know about sovereign citizens. I don't know. But Mr. Blandino here, he's doing the Lord's work.
Yes.
Doing the Lord's
For the
work.
kingdom of Israel.
Yeah, yes.
And lawyer for the person in the same proceeding. I cited the rule on that in this amended and supplemented petition. But the problem is that you had every opportunity under all the case law on competency I've read, because you were the trial judge. I, at that time, was representing myself. You had every opportunity to canvass me and see if I understood the nature of the charges, which is what competency about, and the nature of the proceedings. But you didn't want to do that. You wanted to kick the can down the road.
I'm not an expert.
Huh?
I'm not an expert
You
in
don't
that
have to be
area.
an expert. There was no reasonable doubt about
That
the
revised statute says.
Huh?
Go ahead.
There was no reasonable
Go
doubt
ahead.
about my competency. And so when you sign that form, we'll see what the federal courts say about it. You were actually, if somebody other than a judge had done that, they'd be prosecuting for impersonating someone, because you can't possibly refer this to signature of yourself. So if you wanted to have even the appearance of propriety, you would have had one judge fill the top out, maybe you, and then have another judge sign that. Maybe go to the chief judge or whatever and then sign off. There was two other things that were on that left side of the file that were crucial. There was Linda Bell's memorandum that these things are not going to be processed unless you put additional things in. That's 3 pages total. And then you filled that out as though you were an attorney, because I don't know how common it is in the 8th Judicial District. I mean, you guys do some wild and woolly stuff, but to have that a situation where you fill out the form to refer to competency, and then you're filling it out, the top and the bottom. I think any court that looks at that will say, well, Say right here, Judge Leavitt, did you sign this? You're acting on his behalf?
Okay, are we gonna go through the petition? I would like you to start going through your ground.
What I'm saying,
If not, I'm gonna call on the state
okay,
because
well, listen.
you need to get, and
I punch your
I've read the petition, so if there's anything outside of the
Read the
petition.
amended and supplemented.
No, the amended and supplemented was not permitted by the
Are you going to
court.
strike it?
I'm not gonna strike it, no.
Or are you going to consider it?
I don't think I need to consider
Are
it.
you
You
gonna have-
asked for additional time, the court denied it.
But you did not give a written
That's
order.
fine.
And with Russ versus Clark County School District, under that,
You can go with that if that's what you want to do.
Judge, you
But
know,
no, I'm not going to consider a
You know very
petition that
well.
you were specifically told that you could not amend after you were given how many additional
you
chances
did not tell
to
me I
amend?
could not amend and supplement it.
Okay, all right,
And you did not give me the time in order to get those
all right.
materials. You
You
didn't
gotta
address
move
that.
on. You gotta move
I
on.
am moving on. With those miscellaneous documents and seeing the district attorney, what they held back, it's either prosecutorial misconduct or it is a Brady violation. Because there was exculpatory evidence. Sure, I produced it, but I didn't know that was what was in there. I couldn't find it in any of my files. But it gives rise to the fact that I need discovery on this case. It was only, and you'll remember this, I think, on the probation revocation hearing where, no, I'm sorry, you won't know this. The Justice Court, we had Meade on the stand on that probation revocation situation, and he admitted he had been to my house 35 times.
Who?
Me, the detective. That can be an issue. That can be an issue in my habeas case. And I have to have it in this first petition, either amended or supplemented or whatever. It gives rise that I need discovery to see if this guy had an axe to grind on me and he was doing that because he was the one that actually wanted to go in and do the phone call between Federico and Meade. He's the one that really initiated the whole thing. Him and Marwitz, because they're part of this FBI task force. So there's definitely discovery that I need here. So this wasn't a frivolous request when I asked for counsel. As it turns out, I had to file ineffective appellate counsel, so I can't have Gerson anymore easily. That's an easy situation. But I need discovery.
appellate
And
counsel.
this first petition, and this, even if it's an amended and supplemented petition, it has to be done right. So I need every opportunity in order to do that. You did not address in either that second or that second and a half motion that I needed those documents. Apparently you just missed that, but it would be an abuse of discretion. I think the Supreme Court would find that if you didn't give me the copies of those documents, because to this day, I don't have all
What
that record.
documents? What documents?
What document?
The right side of the file, the normal side of the file. I told you it got corrupted in my computer, so I don't have access to those.
Oh, the reader's-
I need an order that Teresa Cameron, the clerk's office, give me a digital copy of the right side. I got the left side, but I don't have the right side.
What's this mean?
This is where everything's filed and file stamped.
It's public record.
They want 50 cents a page. I'm informal pauperous, Judge.
You have a
I know
computer
how
at
you
home,
feel.
right?
Yes,
Yes.
You can't
50
look it
cents
up
a
at
page.
home, and
it's 50 cents a page.
if you print it at home, it's 50
Oh,
cents.
no, I'm sorry. If I get it here, 50 cents a page, that I don't have that portal. You got to pay for attorney access to have that download.
I can get you the website, buddy.
Have you ever seen that thing? The
I found the
minutes you can
website.
get off the computer at home. But any of the file documents you can't get unless you pay for that attorney portal. It's something like $80 a month or something.
Well, what file documents do you think you need? I mean, you can look at the docket, correct?
But here's the thing, that the exhibits, most of my documents were exhibit heavy, to use an expression. The DA, as they noted, that I filed 23 different motions to disqualify. I didn't file 23 motions to disqualify you exactly, because it moved to
Only
disqualify
19.
Tierra Jones, Marquis, Silva, all the people who were involved in the competence, Joe Hardy.
Well,
They were
he's
so-
not-
those documents have been
entire
signed. And so
entire district
I
court.
need That's why I put in that thing. I need that because I'm informal. You've recognized, have I been granted informal?
But what
access?
documents? I've never heard of
Preemptive
anyone saying they need
disqualification.
every single document that was ever filed to file a petition for writ of habeas corpus.
Because normally the trial attorney or the appellate counsel will give them to you. When I was in prison in 1995, I got that sent in a couple of big banker's boxes from Martin Hastings. And so he was my forced appellate counsel at that time. Here, it's all digital. So I asked Ben, I said, I'm sorry, Joe, I went to his office and I related that to you. And he said, Kim, I'm not going to pull up every individual one. You know how much time that's going to take? I said, Joe, that means you didn't look at the entire record when you made out your appendix. And that's one of the bases I have for, and that was my own discovery without an attorney. That's one of the bases for a failed appellate counsel. They told me at the Supreme Court, Kim, you get to appeal and you have a complete record. Well, he didn't give me that record, and he didn't put a lot of important documents, that one specifically, into the appendix. So he and that appellate court said, well, you got to supply us with stuff, otherwise we're going to presume everything is done correctly down there. They wouldn't let me represent myself. You know that. I would have had the complete record as a matter of course, but I need an order. And I can understand you're busy, Judge. You got a lot of stuff you're doing. I saw this intense on your early morning calendar motion to suppress and everything. You got a lot of work.
Do you have anything from the right side?
Yeah, I told you I've got a bunch, but I'm missing about 35, by my count, 35 important documents that I couldn't get.
And you only need 35 of them and you know which ones they are?
Well, I can go through and identify them, but
It
for
would
the
be good
clerk,
for
it's
you.
just as easy to stick in a thumb drive and get it just like they gave me my left side documents. I'm not asking for anything unreasonable here. And I don't want you to get a quick reversal because, gee, I mean, no, really, I'm serious about that.
I didn't realize you couldn't access the
She
right
just
side
laughed
because
in
it's
his
public
face.
record.
But I told you that in here.
Oh, that was
I
so
mean, I understand
arrogant.
the left side, 'cause that's
Document.
different.
So
That's
pause.
Exactly.
He just told the judge, well, I don't want you to get a quick reversal.
And she laughed. She laughed
And
at
she
him.
laughed in his face because it was so ballsy and like just you go back like
Really?
20 to 15 seconds. That was my favorite part. But you
Yeah.
don't want a quick reversal, Judge.
the right side because it's
And I don't want you to get a quick reversal because, gee, I mean, no, really, I'm serious about that.
I didn't realize you couldn't access the right side because it's public record.
But I told you that in here. And
I
then
mean, I understand the left side because that's
In the
not,
second-
that's different. That's
exactly, no.
Yeah.
And normally I would have the right side, but I've got corrupted junk in my computer.
Wait. Is he actually there? Because he had some shit go wrong with his computer and he can't access something that's on the public docket because he doesn't want to pay for it.
Yeah.
And he expects her to know that because it's in a 256-page document that he's
trying to
supplied amongst
explain,
the
I think,
motion.
which documents he's missing. And
which he doesn't even have a list of.
no, but he can identify them.
But he expects her to know, based on his motion, which is in his motion somewhere, a 256-page motion, that's what he's really complaining about, right? But it's his problem. Like, the fact he can't access it is his problem.
Yeah. And he's trying to like get the rest of the documents here, I think.
But he should have them already, but it's his fault that he hasn't got them. His computer had a problem.
Yeah, but I think the court should still provide them, assuming he's indigent.
But, okay, why do you need to take up court time with this? Couldn't this have all happened through the clerk?
I think the judge would have to give permission.
Right.
You know what? It's
Okay.
an older
All right. So I'll give you an order that indicates you can get the right side, a full copy of the right side without I mean, they can just download it on a thumb drive.
Yeah, they gave me that left side in just about 10 minutes and just went in there.
Okay, the court will give you an order allowing that. And then, I mean, I don't know, does state have any objection to that? I guess I just didn't realize he didn't have the full record. I know he asked me for the left side and I granted him that because I knew that wasn't as readily available.
I mean, my only question is for what purpose, right? There's no right to file an amended petition. You've given him multiple opportunities to file the petition. We should just resolve this on the petition that's already been filed and the response that's been filed. We should be done with this. This is a case that is over. The sentence is complete.
Judge, that's irrelevant. I was in custody at the time, and as a matter of fact, since he brought it up, I would like a finding that I did file it while I was still in custody.
No, the court has jurisdiction. I agree with that. There was case law on point
Uh-huh.
that indicated as long as you were still under your sentence, and although it was the same day, it appeared as though you had filed it before you were released from probation. And
Yeah, and in fact, the probation department didn't give me the order of release until an email the very next day, so.
so I believe the court does have jurisdiction, but I'll give you an order
May God
allowing
help
you to
my
get the
soul.
right side.
I appreciate it,
of
Judge.
the
Appreciate
file.
that, Judge.
So what you need, I'll have my office prepare the order. It just needs to say that you're to be provided a full copy of the right side of the file on a thumb drive.
Yeah, exactly. At no cost.
At no cost.
Even when they put it on a thumb drive, it costs 50 cents a page.
No, that's the point though. See, the one they gave me a printed out version. But,
But if you get a thumb drive, is it 50 cents a page?
oh, no. Well, I don't know. I just know that I have never paid for a thumb drive. When you
Okay.
did that left side order, they gave it to me at no cost, but,
But if you get it on a thumb drive, do you have a computer that will allow you to access?
oh, yeah. I got, because that thumb drive I can pull in and out, it can't get corrupted. But, I appreciate that, Judge. So if that's,
No, I need it on floppy disks,
Yeah.
you know, the big 12-inch ones, you know, the ones that actually flop. Those.
Yeah. 5 1/4 inch.
I get a transcript of today's hearing.
Yeah, of course.
I need to, I've been instructed that I need a witness, do a witness motion for anything, in terms of if we get to the stage where discovery is, needed, that,
I mean, there's been no order that has permitted discovery at this time.
no, I understand that.
But I mean, I will sign an order that says you can get those documents without cost.
CH, good question. So,
Yeah.
is this related to the 2023 case Kim Blandino appeals from
So-
a judgment of conviction pursuant to jury verdict of extortion and impersonation of an officer,
Okay.
8th Judicial District Court?
That would
Maybe.
make sense. There's a case number associated with it from 2019 or from C19, but that case, I believe, is in reference to one from the 90s when he was in jail then.
But this is called Kim Blandino versus the warden.
Yeah. So I think
he's gotten into further trouble since then.
that must be it.
Yeah. There are so many cases. Like, there's a lot.
Yeah. And he pisses
Right.
people off. So any kind of grace, like it's probably kind of some petty stuff, but
Yeah, none
He
of them
just-
are serious.
he just really gets on people's nerves
Mm.
and they throw the book at him.
Yeah, like the last time we covered him, it was about a traffic fine, wasn't it? Actually, no, it was about him having no
No,
Traffic-
yeah,
no-
driver's
no
license.
driver's license, and
Yeah.
his take on it was that because he didn't live in that state, that he wasn't required to have
Yeah,
any traffic
Because he's
a-
from the
any,
kingdom of
license.
Israel.
Yes, right. He's from the kingdom of Israel. That's right.
But not
And
Israel.
I understand what your situation is. And so obviously I would allow you to get it without cost. And then is 30 days enough time? We can continue this hearing 30 days?
Well, it depends on when the clerk gets them to me. When do you think you can get that order to the
I'll do it
clerk?
today.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'll go
Love
down
his
and let
confidence.
Teresa Cameron know that,
All right, we'll prepare an order.
I need
We'll
that.
send it over to the clerk.
but as to the discovery on what I do need a determination on the discovery on that witness motion. If you want me to make a written motion, or you're gonna grant me the informal pauperous status on this post-conviction.
But I don't know what you're talking about, WITIS. I know what WITIS is. It means that you're to get costs paid for by the government, the county.
And have an investigator.
Right, but there's been no ruling that has permitted that yet.
Okay,
Well,
well,
you don't just get discovery in a petition for writ of habeas corpus.
I
There
understand.
has to be a court order that allows you to go forward with discovery.
But that's what I wanted to ask you, if you want me to make a formal motion, because I think those documents that were hidden there, because not to say that Ben would have introduced those, because he introduced no exhibits, he introduced no witnesses. I was the only witness on the stand, as you remember. But I think those documents that were held back, and see, here's the key thing about that. When I went to the settlement conference with Judge Cherry, and Michael Dickerson and I were and Ben Bateman was there, of course, trying to settle it. He offered me a probation office, and I had the wherewithal in the mind to realize, will this plea bargain include you agreeing to order the computers and hard drives back? And he said yes, and I want the miscellaneous documents. And he said no. Now, this gives rise to the fact, did Michael Dickerson know that there was exculpatory evidence, or that might show that there was prosecutorial misconduct in holding that back from the defense? Because these were letters that I sent to Judge Gonzalez with an exhibit from Judge Lindabell when I was trying to negotiate a settlement so I don't have to take a complaint to the Nevada Commission on Judicial Discipline. This would have been helpful to the defense if the jury would have known that, I had done this before, and this wasn't just merely a lark or a frivolous thing, that he's done this for years. I mean, these are dated 2018,
That's what
2017.
the jury found, that you committed a crime in doing that in this case. I mean, how do you think that would be good for you? The jury determined that the actions that you took in this case, after hearing the evidence, amounted to a felony crime. And you want to put in front of the jury, the same jury that found it was a felony? Oh, I've done this multiple times.
No, this was a request to settle the thing, but without going to no complaint was made with the police. And in fact, talking with experts and the information that I've got, it is not illegal to try and settle a situation before going to the Nevada Commission on Judicial Discipline. The only thing at issue here in the criminal case, which you have to distinguish, is the fact that they're saying that I had a specific intent either to gain money, because it's a property crime, extortion, or to try to do a quid pro quo. If you do this for me as you're in your office as pro tem judge, then I won't do this. There was never any of that. Everything was public. I wanted to know, everybody to know what this judge threw me out of court because I came to his public offices. I had no chambers to go to. He's a pro tem judge. So of course I went to his offices. And all I did was want to work it out. The main thing I wanted was an apology. And so the question is, when you gave the jury instructions, you'll look at it.
Wait. He went to a judge's public private office and wanted an apology.
Yes. And I think he then said, if you do that, I won't go and file a complaint against you.
You apologize to me and I won't file a complaint against you.
So he was trying to negotiate, I guess, in his mind. And
Is he one of the four that he filed a misconduct complaint about? The four from earlier?
I think that's what they said. He was extorting the judge.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That makes more sense.
I mean, that's kind of chicken shit. But again, buddy,
a bit shit.
You technically, under the spirit of the law, it kind of is extortion. And since you're not making friends with any judges, they're going to go after you the second you screw up.
Yeah, they kind of all want you to stop coming into their courtroom, and so the easiest way is to put you in jail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like,
influence the actions. That doesn't mean influence any action he might have. It means actions as a pro tem judge. This situation already happened. In fact, he tried.
It's just a little bit shocking to hear you say that you wanted the same jury that found that your conduct was inappropriate and illegal, that you wanted to admit documents that you did it multiple times before.
But it's not just that, Judge.
Oh.
It's not just that.
Oh.
Then he filed no pretrial motions. He could have filed a pretrial writ of habeas corpus once he was assigned. He could have filed a motion to dismiss.
Well, it would have been too late because you only have 21 days. It would have been too late.
Well, the question, but that's an interesting question. If I'm representing myself and I'm trying to get you disqualified and all the 8 judicial district court judges disqualified, is it untimely?
All the judges.
It should be timely because he didn't have the opportunity to do that earlier. So that's a question of law that I think the court might have to
It would have been
decide.
untimely. And that's jurisdictional. You have 21 days.
But you can still file a motion to dismiss that does the same thing, basically. He could have done that. He
Maybe.
could have filed a motion to dismiss, and those exhibits would have shown that this prosecution judge was vindictive, malicious, and retaliatory. They want to chill my rights to go, because I understand.
Well, they just don't want you impersonating.
I was
That
not
you are
impersonating.
a person from,
You saw me testify in court when he tried to shake me, when Dicker said, well, you're not really an investigator. I said, no, I'm a voluntary, unpaid investigator working with the Commission of Justice, which everybody has a right to do. I just got thrown out of Judge Jones's courtroom because I was trying to investigate her because they said I was disruptive in his sentencing. Now I've got to file something
well, what
there.
you do, I mean, you have to follow the rules of decorum when you're in court. I mean, you've been good today, and I appreciate that, but not always.
I came in, I looked at Chair Jones and
We need to get footage of the other one. We need to get footage from the other courtroom where he got thrown out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Go
yeah,
back
yeah.
like 20
What's
seconds.
the name of it?
Because it sounded like he was there earlier.
courtroom because I was trying voluntary, unpaid investigator working with the Commission of Justice, which everybody has a right to do. I just got thrown out of Judge Jones's courtroom because I was trying to investigate her because they said I was disruptive in his sentencing. Now I've got to file something
Well, what
there.
you do, I mean, you have to
What'd
follow
you
the rules of decorum when you're in court. I mean, you've been good today, and I appreciate that, but not always.
I came in, I looked at Chair Jones and I can't see her eyes. I don't know, she's got huge eyelashes, stood there a minute. Then I sat down and then walked out. And then when I came out, apparently they called Paige and some other bailiffs.
Thank you for being a member
I
for
found
20
out
months,
they were reading
Christine.
a victim impact letter or something like that, is what it
Awesome.
looked like. And so when I went back, he said, you're not coming in. I said, well, you're disruptive. I mean, Chair Jones has a low tolerance for, there's all kinds of activity going on in here. I was just standing there and doing that, walked out while I'm waiting for you to come on the bench for this thing. And so the thing is, my religious beliefs and practices require me to put myself in peril. John the Baptist had no constitution when he's calling the Herod an adulterer, and they ended up chopping his head off. He could have kept his mouth shut. God doesn't want you to do that. A ship in the harbor is safe, but that's not what ships were built for. Men were built to fight against evil. And I have that same drive in me. So we have to, as Christians, we have to put ourselves at risk. Even the way I'm talking to you, I put myself at risk, not as much risk if I were before Bologna or Joe Hardy, because you have a high tolerance level, and I appreciate that. That goes to your Christian upbringing, and your dad Myron, and it says well of you. And you're willing to listen, So
Oh, slap.
I love this.
Slap.
He is
I'm
so
not putting
bald.
myself in as much risk as when I was talking to the male judges.
No, you were saying she's a good one. The other ones
that's
are the
what
ones
it
he'd
is.
be at much more risk with the other ones.
Yeah,
She's
nothing
one
to
of the
do
good
with me.
ones
Yeah, that's what it is, Stelly.
because of her good
there's all
Christian
kinds of
upbringing.
issues here that in those miscellaneous documents, I think it gives rise to the fact that
Hey,
Mead had an
woman.
axe to grind, and there's some other stuff that needs to be dug up on discovery. And I've got to do at least my best with you here. That's why I want the transcript of this, to try and get that discovery, because Meade, 35 times he came to my house. When he testified on the stand, I had to prompt Joe because he said, oh, I've been to his house 10 or 12 times, coming and going. I said, Joe, you got to ask the follow-up.
Why are they at your house? I'm just curious. Why are they at your house so much?
He's on Marwitz and Meade were on the FBI anti-terrorism task force. They tried to designate me as a sovereign citizen. You know about the sovereign citizens. You know what that imports.
Sure.
Anyway, so
That's
instead
bullshit.
of going after, people that are doing 242 and 241 violations under 18 USC for violation of civil rights, he wants to go after individuals like mine. He did that with Chris Cave, and he did that with 3 other guys that I've talked to. So he's going to axe the grind with me. So when I asked Joe to ask the follow-up question of, he's been to my house 10 to 12 times and seen me coming and going, I said, Joe, you got to ask the question. How many times was he at the house when I didn't see me coming? Sure enough, it was like 20 more times. So it was like 35 times, I think he said he had been to my house since 2012. This guy's got an extra grind. That's why they dropped those charges, Judge, on those false passports in the Justice Court. Now I can't get those back from Metro, so I got to file for that. So
Traffic violations?
Oh,
no. There was one
that
felony.
was what it was. He made a passport for the Kingdom of Israel,
That's right.
and he wanted the
Yeah.
passports back.
He wanted his passports back because
And they
they're from the
wouldn't give it.
Kingdom of Israel, and he's from the Kingdom of Israel.
Yes.
And that's where he's a citizen. He's not a sovereign citizen. He's a citizen of the Kingdom of Israel.
No. He do not call him a sovereign citizen. He is
not
not
no.
a sovereign citizen.
No. So citizen of the
doesn't
Kingdom
like
of
that.
Israel. No. And so he shouldn't have to have a driver's license or passport from Nevada.
Or he can't have one from Nevada. Yeah, because he's
Can't,
not a
because-
citizen.
Yeah. Kingdom of Israel.
Because remember, Joe introduced those passports, my Kingdom of Israel passports, and they said they were fraudulent. They dropped those charges that I was presenting a fraudulent document, because they're not fraudulent. Everything on there is
Pause.
true. I believe it to be true.
Or I
So-
believe it to be true. Like I would argue that they probably dropped it just because it would be such a it would be such a pain in the ass to try to litigate that.
Everything against him is a pain in the ass to litigate.
Well,
you would
yeah.
think.
And sometimes he might get some wins because it's just such a pain in the ass. They don't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
Like arguing a Kingdom of Israel passport is real or not. Yeah, you could get the dub for that one, take him to court, prove it all.
Yeah.
But honestly, just okay, fine, just go away.
Just let it go.
Okay, I
Yeah.
dropped the charges, fine.
But they think he's a terrorist? Or is it a sovereign citizen act?
Sovereign citizen is probably on some watch lists.
Right, okay, gotcha.
They label him as that.
Okay, I didn't even realize that was a crime.
It's not a crime, but it's going to get you on watch lists.
Okay.
I mean, then
So
again,
now
anything you do
I
gets you on
filed
the list.
in the federal court for a malicious prosecution suit because I had a favorable outcome. But see, that whole thing about putting me in jail on the probation, I asked the lieutenant from probation, hey, let me go. These charges aren't going to stand. He refused to do it. He had the discretion, he admitted, but he wouldn't do it. So, that was Meade. I was at the traffic stop and they had a tickler on the computer. It said, hey, if Blandino ever gets pulled over, you hold him. And they did. And then they didn't even have the police officers, the stop officers did not. Oh, here's Paige. Maybe we can testify too. So they had everything they wanted. They're going to give you a citation. And Meade said, oh, no, wait a minute. What document he tried to show you? Pull him out of the glove box under the pretense of an inventory.
So,
and then said, oh, we're going to file 2 felony charges.
So
he's saying in the traffic stop that another cop pulled him over, saw it was Kim Blandino, and then there was an alert. He contacted another cop who has a bone to pick with Blandino, and that cop went over there and started trying to find ways to screw with him and target him.
right. Okay. Of course. Hang on.
I mean,
Lucy,
to be
I-
fair, it's just real quick. It's not entirely out of the realm of possibility that he has pissed off some cops a bunch, and they would go out of their way to screw with him if they ever got the opportunity.
I'm sure they've got photos of him everywhere.
Yeah.
Also, Lucy, I've seen that pin. I can't remember what's on it. I have a photo of it somewhere. I'm just gonna look it up. Hang on.
2 identical documents. I had a spare passport, and they filed 2
Spare
charges.
passport.
Obviously, the DA denied the first one without even having to bring it to trial because you can't be 2 charges for the same thing. They're 2 originals. And so, because they had my original signature on it. So then the other charges were dismissed by the DA statutorily. And so the 2 years is up now. They can't, it was with, under statute, it's not with prejudice, it's without prejudice. So they could bring those charges back. But I mean, that's been a long time now. They're not going to do it. That was all me. He must have taken, I visualize him taking 140 miles an hour to get to that traffic stop because he's got an opportunity to get Blandino. And if I, through discovery, can find out that this guy emailed or did that, oh, I'm going to get Blandino, then I've got something that supports a vindictive, retaliatory motive for this prosecution. And the DA played right into it. When we had the parole revocation hearing and I was outside the courtroom, he said, he threatened me right in front of Joe Gersten. I couldn't believe he did it. He said something like, you better watch your mouth and the way you speak because you're on probation. Implying that there's a lesser threshold, as you know, for arresting somebody on probation than there is if you're not on probation. The due process requirements are far less if you're on probation than because you're in custody, you're being punished. And so it's like your jail is moving with you, is in essence, I like to describe it that way.
Okay, so is 30 days enough? I'm inclined to give you the continuance and I'll sign the order.
Well, you're going to prepare those motions, though, that you say that I'm going to need to file or imply that I need to file. Is there any way can I get 60 days?
Submit it to you, Your Honor.
All right, you can have 60 days.
I'll be diligent on this, Judge. I really will.
Just to be clear, it's 60 days for what?
Well, I'm going to give him the copy of the file.
And be able to file an amended and supplemented petition. I'll do. This is a first amendment, so I'll do a second amended if I find anything further. Or I do need to bolster that with those exhibits because, you know, I want to see. The thing is, as you know, NRS 1.235 has been changed now. Now the presiding judge can legally hear motions to disqualify. But up until this, it was the affidavit is filed. You've got 5 days to file your response if you want. Otherwise, you've got to transfer it as soon as you can. If not, then it would be heard by, once the affidavit's filed, it would be heard by a judge agreed upon by the parties, which are you and I, if I'm filing against you. DA's not involved unless he files his own motion to disqualify, which can happen. Or if they are unable to agree by a party appointed. Now
Okay,
you've
so
got.
I'm going to give you 30 days to file any supplement that you need to file.
Okay.
We'll make sure that order gets over today. You want it sent to Teresa? What's Teresa's
I
last
think
name?
so you're going to give me 60.
No, and then
Oh, 30 for that and then 60.
we'll have a hearing in like 45 days. So, I mean, because the state has to have an opportunity to respond.
No, I understand that.
So you can have 30 days to file any supplement.
Okay.
You know what? I'll give this, I think 2 weeks is enough time.
I mean, are you permitting the supplement that's already been filed?
Well, now that I've got,
Listen, my review of it seems to be it's mostly the same claims.
Well, he had 4 claims in the first thing, and this is 200 and some odd pages.
Right, but they appear to be the same claims
no, they're the same claims plus other claims too.
that all seem to be related to the original claims. So I'll give the state 2 weeks. So 30 days will be
What are they given 2 weeks?
September 8th,
18th.
September 18th. You know what? I'll give the state 30 days to file to any supplement.
And state supplement is going to be due October 20th.
And then we'll set the hearing for 1st of November.
Okay, let's mark that
The
down.
hearing.
Judge, I need clarification because now you got me confused.
Any supplement that you want to file
Yeah,
by September 18th.
okay. Also, if I want to file a second amended and supplemented petition, I can do that.
Yes.
Okay,
And then the state will have 30 days to respond.
which is October 20th. And then the hearing is going to be on November 6th at 8:30 a.m.
You know what? Why don't we put it at 10:30?
I'm sorry, November 6th at 10:30?
Yes.
Yep.
Judge, I just want to say, I know I can be a handful and a pain in the neck
You were very
sometimes.
good today.
No, but I appreciate your understanding the situation because all these courts, I mean, Rene Echeverria, after 30 years of going through the state and federal, is finally getting a new trial on his habeas petitions. I don't know if you know, it's coming in.
No, I'm familiar with that. Where is
And
that case? Who's hearing it?
I don't know, but Carlos Dury, he was the driver, the passenger in the car that was under the felony robbery rule was responsible for that. The state's not even going to retry him. And it took them 30 years for that because this information didn't come out decades ago.
Well, I'm going to give you an opportunity to put everything in the
I just wanted to say, I
petition that you
appreciate
think
it.
is appropriate.
I appreciate it.
All right.
The transcript.
Yeah, transcript, can I get a transcript?
Make it in order.
Do you need an order?
At no
I'll do that.
cost.
Thank you. The
and
state will
on
prepare an
your
order for the
screen drive.
transcript today and we'll make sure both sides get it.
Okay, thank you,
All
Judge.
right, thanks. Have a good day, everyone.
You
Oh,
too.
God.
Hope that congestion clears up.
Thank you.
Guys, so this is the best I can do. From memory, it's something to do with the Kingdom of Israel. It's the badge that he's wearing.
Yeah.
Yeah, something to do with that. I can't remember the words on it. But yeah, that's from the hearing in April when he was actually testifying. Hang on. Yeah, from when he was testifying, he's actually up on the stand, so he was up a little bit closer. So yeah, you got the crucifix and stuff. And Dali, you found something?
Oh, just this was back. Hold on.
Yeah, I might have it.
So this was like 3 months ago. The Assistant General Counsel Matthew Christian filed a notice on behalf of the Las Vegas Metro Police Department, providing an email from the Embassy of Israel that supports Justice of the Peace Crystal Bradford's refusal to return apparently counterfeit passports to Kim Blandino. So they had to contact the Israeli consulate to say that his Kingdom of Israel passport isn't real. So they're not
Aw, poor
real.
Kim. Okay, questions out of today. I want to know what this left side, right side thing is. I'm really befuzzled by that. I've never heard that in all the years watching trials, hearings, etc. I still don't know what this left side, right side thing is. So maybe ask David or Sean or something later on what that is. Shame Online Red's not in chat today. But yeah, has anyone else ever heard of that in terms of discovery files or dockets? I didn't know you couldn't see the right side. That's so weird. And yeah, I would love to just be able to see a full list of everything that has ever been filed against, or charges that have ever been filed against Mr. Blandino, but also all the petitions that he has put up as well. He is supposedly a vexatious litigant. Clearly, this has become a bit of a hobby for him. He's in his later years quite enjoys going to court and writing his long documents and things. I think he might need a new computer though.
Yeah.
Maybe he could crowdfund one. It's a shame he
there you
didn't
go.
turn up today.
I know.
It's a
Disappointed.
shame he didn't turn up today. Last time he came into chat and gave us all the background. as to what was going on. So I was hoping he'd come and clear things up for us, but never mind.
Yeah.
I think they should have contacted the consulate in heaven to ask if it was real, not the state of Israel. He gave you a headache. I'm really surprised that Judge Leavitt just let him talk over her and stuff. Like she did just like let him interrupt and
Yeah.
continue to go on about different stuff that wasn't related to the hearing at length. So
all his cases. I found a playlist from our Nevada judges of all his appearances in court. There's quite a few.
There are quite a few. Yeah. Deep dive Blandino. I don't know if we can do that. That's for a weekend with some drugs, I think. Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you on the flip side, maybe tomorrow or the next day. And not sure who's streaming. I'm sure somebody is. But thank you, Dolly, for finding that. Much
Definitely.
appreciated. And thanks, guys, for hanging out. And it's time for the song.
Her name was
Bye.
She was an Aussie. She was a fake lawyer from the future. She got on YouTube and made some live streams. The co-host is Donnie and she dances sometimes. The words are always so loud and because she's an 803.
Oh,